everyone. Myself M Veronika from 3rd BCom General B section. Welcome to the marathon of book reading in the name of Search the Roots. I am here to share my experience with you all about a novel which tells about a beautiful relationship called friendship. Friendship. When we heard this word, we get some kind of happiness and some enjoyable feeling in our heart. It's a stronger form of bond between two or more people or to any other people. Good friends are vitally important to your mental health and also to the most important quality of your life. Your life will changes according to the friendship you have in your life. Not only we can see that how the friendship blossoms between the animals and what did the friends they have done for each other has been clearly shown in the novel Charlotte's Web. It has been written by E.B White. E.B White. He was an American writer. He was born on July 11, 1899. He was not only a writer but also a contributing editor of New Yorker magazine and also the co-author of English language style The Elements of Style. He has written many highly popular books for the children like Stuart Little, Charlotte's Web, Trumpet of the Swan. He was died on October 1, 1985, North Brooklyn, Maine, US. This novel mainly contains 7 characters. One is Wilbur, which is a strongly emotional and sensitive pig. Another one is Charlotte, it's a spider who befriends with Wilbur. In some passages, she's the heroine of the story. John Arable, he was the first owner of Wilbur. Fern Arable. She was the daughter of John Arable, who adopts Wilbur when he's a piglet and later on visits him. In this novel, she is the only human who can capable of understanding animal conversation. Templeton. It's a rat who helps Charlotte and Wilbur only when offered food. Homer Zuckerman. She was a uncle of Fern Arable who helps and keeps Wilbur in his barnyard. He has a wife, Edith, and an assistant named Lovey. Charlotte's children. Charlotte totally has 514 children in this novel. And what has been happened to them has been seen in the end of this novel. Let's begin now. A little girl named Fern Arable pleads to her father to save the life of a runt of a litter of the piglet. Her father said to her, nurturing a pig is not that much easy. It's really very difficult, my dear, and you can't do it. But she said, I'll nurture it and take care of it. And later on, she treats him as a pet and names him as Wilbur. As the days went off, Wilbur is no longer small, right? And when he grown up, Fern Arable's father sell Wilbur to his uncle Homer Zuckerman. After selling Wilbur, once he reached there in the barnyard of his uncle, Wilbur earns for companionship, but he has been treated rudely by the other animals. He really very felt very sad that no one is here for me. I'm really feeling very alone. And he thinks about Fern Arable in that time. That time he hears a voice from the outside, which that voice belongs to a band spider, Charlotte, whose web sits in a doorway overlooking Wilbur's enclosure. When Wilbur discovers that he is being raised for slaughter, he promises to hatch a plan guaranteed to save the life of his friend Wilbur. Slaughter means to kill an animal, usually for food. As the summertime passes, Charlotte ponders a question of how to save the life of Wilbur. At last, she comes up with a plan to save her friend, which she proceeds to implement. Reasoning that Homer Zuckerman will not kill a famous pig, Charlotte decides to stitch the words and some short phrases in the praise of Wilbur into her web like some pig. This makes Wilbur and the Banyard as a whole into a tourist attractions as many people believe the webs to be miracle. Charlotte is eventually entered into the country fair along with Wilbur and the Banyard Templeton. He fails to win the blue ribbon but is awarded a special prizes by the judges. Charlotte, when he hears the presentations of the award over the public address system and realizes that the prize means Zuckerman will not cherish Wilbur Ferros long as a pig lives and will never slaughter him for his meat. However, after hearing the news, Charlotte really feels very happy that even at the dying stage, I really helped my friend to live his life. Charlotte, being a band spider with a naturally short lifespan, is already dying of natural causes by that time the award is announced. Knowing that she has saved Wilbur and satisfied with the outcome of her life, she does not return to Ban with Wilbur and Templeton because she already knows that she is in the state of dying and instead remain at the fairgrounds to die. She allows Wilbur to take him her egg sac from which her children will hatch in the spring season. With the help of Templeton, Wilbur take away the exec of Charlotte and went home. Meanwhile, Fern Arable, who has matured significantly, loses the interest in Wilbur and decides to go to Ferris wheel with Henry Fussy, one of her classmates, and misses most of the fair events of Wilbur. Wilbur waits out the winter, a winter he would have not survived but for Charlotte. If the Charlotte didn't help Wilbur means he would not survive in the winter season. So he is remembering her friend that because of my friend I'm here alive. He is initially delighted when Charlotte's children hatch, but is later devastated when most of them leave the band. But only three of them remain to take up the residence in Charlotte's Odoe. Pleased at finding new friends, Wilbur names one of them Nellie, while the remaining of them name themselves as Joy and Arenia. Further generations of the spiders keeping Wilbur company in the subsequent years. The main moral of the story is friends, please be very careful in choosing the friendship because one friend can change the entire position and the quality of your life. So be careful in choosing friends and always make yourselves happy and always make others happy and always be happy and help others.